"I'm sorry to say this to you, but your life is in danger," said Dr. Dunn. "I just can't do this anymore. I'm filing for divorce," said her husband the day he moved out. "How come you can't catch us, Mommy?" said her oldest son as they played tag in the yard. "What's happening to me? How did I let myself get like this?" she thought to herself. All alone, she put her head in her hands and she started to cry. It was as if the rug had been swept right out from under her feet. Everything that she had ever valued in her life was starting to vanish away into thin air. The pressure was just too much. Everything was crumbling away. It was the single lowest point in her life, and she wanted to end it all because there was nowhere left to turn. However, the very next day, a chance encounter with a stranger would lead to one of the single most important breakthroughs in the weight loss industry and would allow a 35-year-old, overweight, single mother of 2 young boys named Danielle to lose an unbelievable 13 pounds of pure, stubborn belly fat. And then she lost an incredible 48 pounds while virtually eliminating any trace of her type 2 diabetes symptoms. And then she lost over 83 pounds, and now her type 2 diabetes was deemed cured by her doctors. Danielle then went on to lose 120 pounds and to this day is down 133 pounds with zero sign of any of the life-threatening diseases that once had been living in her body. In what seemed like no time at all, Danielle went from this to this. No more type 2 diabetes, no more depression or suicidal thoughts. Danielle had been set free. Now here's the kicker. Danielle didn't starve herself or spend hours at the gym to accomplish this. Heck, she's just too busy raising her 2 little young boys, along with working full time. She also didn't starve herself to crash diets to lose all the weight or follow a crazy, intimidating workout program like the ones you see on TV. And if you think she used any supplements or weight loss pills to help her lose all this weight, you'd be wrong. Danielle would rather spend her money on toys and clothes for her kids anyways. All Danielle did was use this one simple trick each and every day. And each and every day, Danielle noticed a bigger difference in the way she looked. Within days of using this trick, her belly was noticeably flatter than it had been in years. In just weeks, she found herself having to use a belt to keep her jeans up, something she hadn't used in quite some time as she was used to her belly and muffin top holding her pants up. It was like this one daily trick that Danielle was using created a snowball effect that turned her body from one that couldn't get rid of stubborn belly fat to a body that fat was not able to stick to anymore. You know, like when Pam is sprayed on a frying pan. As the days turned into weeks, she had more energy than ever before, so much so that she was running circles around her kids who were now getting tired before she was. In a short period of time, Danielle had cracked the code and was in the best shape of her life, happier than ever with all the confidence in the world. So you're probably wondering, how do I know all this about Danielle? Before we get into that, it is extremely important that you pay close attention to what I'm about to tell you, because it could save your life just as it did for Danielle. Hi, I'm Robbie, and I was the stranger that Danielle talked to on that day, just as she was on the verge of giving up. And everything I'm about to tell you is true. In just a moment, I'd like to tell you how I discovered this one simple trick that turned Danielle's life around while helping her get rid of her stubborn belly fat that had been stuck to her body for years. But first, you need to know why Danielle became extremely obese at 303 pounds, with a BMI, or body mass index, over 40, suffering from depression, type 2 and gestational diabetes, all of which played a role in our family being ripped apart. And it all started because Danielle didn't realize just how dangerous having belly fat can be. Chances are, as you are watching this, you are sitting down. So do me a favor, and if you reach down right now and you have any belly fat sticking out from your stomach or bulging out and over your pants, you are at risk for developing heart disease, diabetes, high blood pressure, stroke, sleep apnea, various forms of cancer, and other degenerative diseases. The scary thing is, you might have something now and not even know it. Danielle certainly didn't know. None of these potentially fatal diseases run in her family. Yet because she was overweight with belly fat, these diseases were now a reality which caused her health and weight to spiral out of control. She was part of the 40% of the obese population of women in North America. That's right, 40%. How is it that 40% of women like Danielle and 35% of men are extremely overweight during a time when we have more information at our fingertips than any other time in human history? Simple. She fell victim to the lies and the too good to be true gimmicks from the weight loss industry and the so-called fitness gurus. Some of these gimmicks include using a calorie deficient diet. Listen, this is probably one of the worst things you can do to your body, especially if you want to lose weight. And if you're over 35, you want to avoid this gimmick like the plague. You see, as you age, your body's metabolism naturally slows. So in order to burn fat and keep your metabolism high, you need to keep it fueled. And that fuel comes in the shape of calories. Gimmick number 2, workouts over 20 minutes. I know the so-called fitness experts in the health and fitness industry are going to be fuming mad when I tell you this, but you do not need to work out more than 20 minutes, and to be honest, you only need as little as 3 minutes to get the same type of results as Danielle. Why do I say that? Well, that's exactly what she did. Gimmick number 3, low carb eating. Did you know that carbohydrates are actually crucial to your weight loss? In fact, Danielle ate carbs almost every single day and was still able to shed over 130 pounds. Chances are you don't know that, and it's understandable because of the lies you've been told. In fact, did you know studies have shown that low carb diets can actually increase the chances of having a heart attack? Scary stuff. I'm fed up with these gimmicks, and that's why I'm going to share with you this breakthrough information and why you should avoid the common gimmicks of the fitness and weight loss industry at all costs by sharing Danielle's story. All of these gimmicks that we're bombarded with every day are what caused Danielle to gain weight and store excess belly fat, which studies have shown is the number one indicator that your health is at risk. Danielle didn't realize that she was at risk, and it wasn't until she was pregnant with her first child that she realized something was seriously wrong. If you have even one little pinch full of belly fat that hangs over your belt or pokes out of your dress, Danielle's incredible story will not only change the way you see your own health, it will change your life. As I said before, even just a little belly fat can set you up to have diabetes and even heart disease, and you might not even know it. Once you hear this story, you'll then be shown this one simple trick that you can use each and every day that will rapidly reduce any excess belly fat that's clinging to your body. You can lose as much as 13 pounds, just as Danielle did. Be sure to listen to Danielle's story to the very end, and you'll have the one simple secret that will cause you to start rapidly losing that disgusting belly fat starting today. I don't want you to miss out on this secret, so you don't have to spend another week gaining fat around your belly and your love handles. It's important that you listen very carefully so you too can melt that belly fat off of your body at a rapid pace. Before you know it, you may be down as many as 13 pounds. And as you start to lose that stubborn belly fat, those love handles that hang over your pants will start to shrink. And because you're losing weight, as science proves, you'll breathe better and have more energy to play with your kids in the yard as you aren't lugging around the weight that you once did. You'll see an increased sex drive so that you can once again enjoy your partner the way you used to together before you had gained all that weight. And don't be surprised if you see an increase in your confidence, as studies have shown that losing belly fat boosts confidence and increases your endorphins in the body. And most importantly, the chances of having any life-threatening diseases like type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, hypertension, and hyperthyroidism will significantly decrease. Just think how cool it'll be to wake up each and every day and looking in the mirror and seeing your belly getting smaller and smaller with each passing day. The best part is, this one simple trick doesn't require that you starve yourself, fast for 24 hours, or cut your carbs. You won't have to spend hours at the gym wasting your time with those infomercial programs you see on TV, or have to risk injury at one of those intimidating boot camp style gyms in order to see results. Few people know about this one simple trick, and it's so effective that it doesn't matter what age you are or how many pounds you need to lose. It just works. However, if you're 35 or over, this simple trick is even more devastatingly effective because it plays to your body's natural abilities that are built right into your DNA. To be honest, you've reached the pinnacle of how to quickly lose belly fat in just a few days, especially if you reach the age of 35 or older. And today you're going to discover how to use this unique trick, the same trick that I taught Danielle so she could lose 13 pounds quickly and 133 pounds in total. But before we go any further and I share Danielle's story, I need to warn you about something. It's important that you know that not everyone is rooting for your success. Think about it. With all the information on health and losing weight, 36% of the population is still overweight and obese. In an industry that rakes in billions and billions of dollars each and every year, why are there still over 110 million Americans overweight? Something just doesn't add up in my opinion. And what I'm about to share with you today, in the next few minutes, will ruffle some feathers in the fitness industry and will more than likely make some people very angry. However, I feel it's my obligation and duty to share with you this cutting edge information because you deserve to lose the stubborn belly fat and free yourself of any life-threatening diseases. So make sure you listen and pay attention to Danielle's story right now because you're going to learn the one simple trick that's so effective it will change your life and the lives of thousands of people who struggle to get rid of their belly fat. You'll be blown away and wonder why something so simple can actually be so effective. In fact, you can try it as soon as today and you'll quickly be overwhelmed with what you see in the mirror. I'll be honest, at first when I used a simple trick with Danielle, I thought her results were a fluke. I mean, there's no way that this could work on someone else with the same type of effectiveness, right? Boy, was I wrong. After seeing Danielle's success, I decided to share this trick with others. Being a personal trainer for over a decade, it's in my nature to help as many people as possible. So I put this trick and program online, and in just a few weeks I received a flood of messages from people who are achieving similar results. Take a look at Steve. He's in law enforcement and lost over 70 pounds using this method. He's never had time to go to the gym, and with a big family, he's always on the go. Yet this method worked wonders for him too, and allows him to stay in shape while he protects and serves his community. And Heather, who lost over 30 pounds in a matter of weeks, and messaged me saying she's never enjoyed going to the gym, yet now she has a flat stomach and she no longer has to take blood pressure medication, all while raising 2 kids. Every single person that sent me a story about their amazing transformation thanked me for sharing Danielle's story. I was skeptical at first, but thought, why not at least give it a try for a few days, and wow, I wish I knew about this earlier in my life, as I could have avoided my having type 2 diabetes for all these years. I can now do things I never could do before: breathe normally while climbing the stairs, keep up with my kids, and be able to actually join in this year in our family's annual volleyball game at the summer cookout. Thank you so much, Robbie. You have literally given me my life back. These are just some of the hundreds of messages I've received since making this one simple secret public. I have a few more that I'd like to share with you in just a moment, but it's really important you understand what I'm about to say to you. So listen very carefully to what I have to say. It is not your fault that you have ugly belly fat and annoying love handles. Also, it isn't your genetics either, despite what the weight loss industry claims. Since that is the case, it might make things a little clearer about why it is so hard to lose weight and get in shape, right? You've been told the wrong information all this time. And the sad part about this is that you, just like Danielle, end up being the victim as you begin to blame yourself for not being able to shed the weight. You think it's because you don't have the motivation or the willpower to be successful, but that's wrong. You do have the willpower. You just have the wrong information. You've been trying to get to the North Pole by driving south. In other words, the deck has been stacked against you by those that make the rules and what you see in the media. And it's not about motivation. I mean, if you found something that actually worked in eliminating belly fat, you would probably continue to do it, and that motivation would absolutely be there, right? That's why I'm about to reveal to you in the next few minutes a simple trick that will dramatically change your body in just a few days and only compounds on itself as you continue to use it. As I mentioned to you earlier, my name is Robbie, and I'm the stranger and trainer that helped Danielle to not only overcome her depression, but lose over 130 pounds while getting rid of her type 2 diabetes. I'll be honest, when I first started out in the fitness industry as a personal trainer over a decade ago, I fell for the lies too. You see, growing up I was always a skinny kid, and when I entered college, I started to really get into fitness. I read all the fitness magazines and wanted to look like the guys that I saw in there. So I spent hours and hours in the gym trying to get that perfect physique. The so-called fitness experts told me that I needed to perform sit-ups, crunches, and high reps of exercises in order to get that lean six-pack. After about a year or so of doing this type of workout each and every day, my body started to reject it. Instead of losing weight and getting the magazine body that I wanted, I was actually continuously getting hurt, and can you believe it? I was gaining weight. Now, can you imagine the lack of motivation I had from working my butt off and not getting results? I mean, what's the point? So discouraged, I stopped working out. I was still personal training my clients, but I had zero motivation to work out myself. And then once I stopped working out, I gained even more weight. I was discouraged beyond belief, and above all, I was disappointed in myself. In fact, my lowest point was when one of my clients said to me, "Why should I take advice from a chubby trainer?" That was the last straw for me, and I vowed to change myself. I started to research everything about fat loss and what allowed people to successfully lose belly fat. It was at about the same time that I was introduced to a new technique that was just gaining in popularity in some underground fitness circles. This was the same technique that was being used by professional athletes, men and women who didn't have an ounce of body fat on them. I was onto something. I started to use this technique on myself, and wouldn't you know it, I started to lose weight. And not just weight, belly fat. The crazy thing was, instead of before where it seemed like my body would just gain weight, with this new technique my body was doing the opposite. It was becoming a belly fat burning furnace. And after seeing the results for myself, I started to use the same technique on my clients at the gym. And guess what? The men and women at the gym started to melt their belly fat away too. It didn't matter if they had bad genetics or could never lose belly fat before, this technique worked regardless. It was almost like it was a contagious disease that got a hold of the whole gym because they were all losing weight at a rapid pace. With all the success that my clients were having, I was thrilled to have my chance encounter with Danielle to really prove how powerful this technique really is. Tall and lean, Danielle was one of the top swimmers of her high school and college swim team. She never had to worry about gaining weight and could eat whatever she wanted. After graduating from college, Danielle entered the working world and started to work at a desk job. Shortly after starting her job, she met the man of her dreams, the man she wanted to marry. After less than a year of dating, he asked Danielle if she would marry him. With tears of joy in her eyes, she said yes before he could even finish the question. She was on cloud nine. Everything seemed to be perfect. A few months after tying the knot, Danielle became pregnant with her first child, a boy. Life could not get any better for her. But soon after getting pregnant, things started to change. Danielle was used to eating whatever she wanted. After all, as a swimmer, she could. But little did she know her body was no longer the fat-burning machine it once was. Danielle started to gain weight. To make matters worse, during her pregnancy, her HCG, or pregnancy hormone levels, became high, causing her to become hypothyroid. Her weight skyrocketed, and in 3 short months she gained 100 pounds. As her weight increased, her confidence decreased, and she felt gross and unattractive. The only thing that kept her sane was the thought that she could lose the weight after having the baby. Delivery day came, and Danielle gave birth to a healthy baby boy. Once she was recovered, Danielle was determined to lose weight. So she started to do what she thought was the right thing. She exercised for hours, ran on the treadmill, and did hundreds of crunches. And initially she saw some success and lost 30 pounds, most of which was water loss and from delivering her healthy boy, but her belly was still soft and squishy, and not at all what she hoped for, given all her effort. Then for some reason, the weight stopped coming off. The scale would not move. Danielle began to panic and started to crash diet. On top of that, her marriage was starting to feel the strain of her weight gain. Her husband told her right to her face that he didn't feel as attracted to her as he did before. He said she needed to lose weight if she wanted to be with him. She tried not to let it bother her, but when she was alone, she would cry herself to sleep. A month or so later, Danielle became pregnant with her second child, another boy. Feeling unsure, stressed, and depressed about her relationship with her husband, she began to gain the weight back that she had lost. She gained the 30 pounds back, and then another 10 pounds, and another 10 pounds, and 10 pounds more. Danielle was now the heaviest she had been in her life. Because she had gained so much weight during her pregnancy, she developed type 2 diabetes. She was sad, extremely overweight, and felt like she couldn't catch a break. And the bad news kept coming, and this one dropped on her like a bombshell. Just 6 weeks after giving birth, her husband told her that he was filing for divorce. He wasn't attracted to her anymore and said she wasn't the same girl he married a few years back. Danielle was devastated. Here she was, extremely overweight at 303 pounds, yet only a shell of her former self inside, and now she had to raise a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old boy all by herself. After a routine checkup, her doctor told her that her life was in danger and she needed to lose weight. Panic struck Danielle as she imagined not being able to see her kids grow up, graduate from high school, or have kids of their own. She was scared. Danielle wanted to be invisible. She refused to pose for photos with family and friends. If someone took a photo, she was extremely embarrassed and told them to delete it. She no longer felt attractive, and to hide her fat, she wore sweatpants and baggy clothes, which made her look even more unattractive. She was so embarrassed of her size that she refused to leave her house except for the bare necessities to take care of her boys. Have you ever done this before to hide your embarrassing weight gain? I'm sure you can relate to exactly how Danielle felt at that moment. It got so bad for Danielle that she felt like giving up on everything. She felt hopeless and thought that she was stuck in her strange, overweight body and would never be that lean swimmer that she once was. Then one day she was heading home from work and there was a detour on the road. It took her another way that she almost never went. And as she drove down that strange road, she saw a sign for a gym and something told her she should stop in. It was my gym. I was in the gym doing some work and she walked in with the look of a deer in headlights. She was intimidated and embarrassed with the way she looked, but she knew she needed to do something. She told me her situation. After explaining her situation to me and comforting her, I told her that it wasn't her fault. Everything she'd been trying to do to lose weight, from cutting calories to doing long workouts, was completely wrong. In fact, this was causing her body to store fat at a high rate on her stomach and waist. As I mentioned before, this is one of the worst things you can do if you want to lose belly fat after the age of 35. I'll explain exactly what happened to Danielle when she followed this advice in just a moment. But first, it's important that you know the 2 worst things you are doing to your body after the age of 35. Long, strenuous workouts will damage your joints while causing inflammation in your entire body, like trying to drive a car with rusty shock absorbers. While these 2 things, cutting calories and long, strenuous workouts, are detrimental to losing belly fat, there's a little known issue that is hiding in plain sight that is causing serious problems for you. Did you know that many of the foods you pick up in the grocery store are packed with toxins and artificial fillers, even in fruits and vegetables? That's right, companies pump these chemicals into the fruits and vegetables so that they have a longer shelf life, deter bugs, and stay pleasing to the eyes. Yet these chemicals that are being used are absolutely toxic to the body, and you've been consuming them for years without even knowing it. Behind the scenes in your body, these toxins and pollutants actually get stored as fat in the body because the body just doesn't know how to handle these foreign substances. Bottom line, if your body is storing fat, it is not burning fat. When the body becomes accustomed to storing belly fat, this greatly increases the chances of type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and many other diseases. Look, I know those are not things you ever want to have to deal with in your life, and I honestly do not want you to ever have to deal with those diseases, as I know firsthand how terrible they really are. I want to share with you the pivotal moment that changed Danielle's life and led her to drop the weight and start to get rid of her belly fat quickly. The day Danielle walked into my gym, we had a deep conversation about everything that was going on in her life. She told me everything, from being a swimmer in college, to getting married, to having kids, to now being extremely overweight, depressed, single, and wanting to just quit. I could see in her eyes just how sad she was. I can't describe to you how sad she looked. It was as if she had a dark cloud looming over her shoulders. For a few moments I allowed her to cry and just let out all of her emotions. I knew that they had been building up inside her for many years, and this was their chance to let it out. Once she calmed down, I asked her, "What is it you want for yourself, Danielle?" Without hesitation, she replied, "I want to be happy again." That was all I needed to hear, and immediately I got to work asking her questions about her lifestyle. I wanted to get to the bottom of things fast because Danielle had told me that her doctor said that if she did not lose weight, she was putting her life in grave danger. After a few minutes passed, I asked her, "What type of workouts have you tried and what have you been doing with your nutrition?" She calmly replied, "I've tried everything. I have tried crash diets, cutting calories, long hard workouts, and I've even taken diet pills. Everything I've tried hasn't worked." It was right when she finished that last sentence that I realized she hadn't tried everything, and I knew what to do. You know how in the movies when someone has a bright idea, the light bulb goes off? That moment when I figured out what to do was probably the closest thing I have ever felt to having the light bulb go off. It all just came to me like a flood. Time was of the essence because if she did not start losing her weight fast, her life could potentially be in danger, and her two little boys did not deserve to grow up without their mother. The reason why she was having such a hard time to lose weight had nothing to do with bad genetics or lack of motivation. It was lack of information, the right information. She was trying to lose weight by cutting her calories, and by doing so, she slowed down her metabolism to the point where her body was in survival mode, where it stored calories instead of burned them. The food she was eating was processed, and that included some fruits and vegetables she was eating as well. It was damaging her metabolism in combination with her cutting calories. Her workouts were long, and they were the same routine most days. With little variety, her body had already adapted to them, and she stopped getting results because the stimulus was gone. And because she was doing the same routine over and over, her body was breaking down. Although she was only 35, according to her doctor, her joints were like that of a 60-year-old. There was no way she could lose weight doing what most people do. Her body wouldn't allow it. That's why I introduced Danielle to this special protocol that I used on myself to get in the best shape of my life. I wasn't sure if this protocol would work with her as she was so overweight, but I knew that I had to do something fast because according to Dr. Dunn, her life was in danger. It's the same protocol that a few high-profile athletes, including NFL quarterbacks, have used to get back in shape after the off-season or coming off of an injury. Movie stars have been using this secret to get in shape for their major roles in record time, including a certain guy who plays a guy named Bruce Wayne. This protocol works so well that you have to be careful you don't lose too much weight too fast. I lost 10 pounds so quickly using this protocol, I actually had to scale it back a bit. At first I was reluctant to give it to Danielle, as I didn't think her body would be able to handle it because she was so overweight. But I was wrong, and her body responded so well to the protocol. In addition to giving her my protocol, I also helped her adjust her eating habits by getting rid of a few foods that she was eating while incorporating 3 foods that actually work with the body to produce hormones that promote fat loss. When I did this, it was as if I flipped a switch in Danielle's body to turn her metabolism on. And in addition to being able to burn more fat, these new foods introduced into her diet would help her combat her type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and high cholesterol. But I wasn't done yet. It was crucial that not only did I introduce her to the protocol and right foods to eat, I had to make sure she could activate her fat-burning hormones so that they'd run 24 hours, constantly burning fat. In the past, Danielle had done long workouts at the gym that caused her injuries and no results. Instead of doing what all the experts preached, we did something different. I gave Danielle a specific routine that took only 4 minutes to do, yet burnt up to 1,000% more calories than a traditional long and grueling workout. All she had to do was complete a 4-minute sequence in her home before bed or first thing in the morning. These 4-minute sequences rely on two key principles: unlocking your DNA. These are movements that are programmed right into your DNA. When you start to add them into your daily routine, you are tapping into something very ancient and powerful that will cause you to burn calories at a rapid rate. CV. These routines are always different. Still 4 minutes, but always different, which causes your body to be guessing all the time, so it virtually can never plateau. As I finished explaining this unconventional plan that Danielle was about to start, I saw a look of relief and excitement in her. Yet at the same time, I could tell she was a bit skeptical too. I don't blame her for being skeptical. She had given her trust to people in the fitness and weight loss industry before, and she got burned. She agreed to give it a try and that she would start immediately on the protocol using the one simple trick that I taught her. She went back home after our conversation. A whole day went by and I had not heard back from her, and I was worried. Did she quit or give up? A second day went by and still nothing. I started to wonder. Finally, after 3 days of waiting, my cell phone rang. It was Danielle, and she was talking so fast on the phone I couldn't understand her. It's working, was all I could make out from what she was saying. I told her to calm down so I could understand her. Robbie, I've been following your protocol you gave me for the last 3 days, and I can't believe how fast it's working. It was amazing to hear her dramatic change in her voice compared to when I first spoke to her. I told her to check back in with me at the end of the full week to keep me updated on her progress. Like clockwork, Danielle came back to me and informed me that she was down even more weight. She was blown away with how well the protocol was working. Wanting to see the results for myself, I told her to swing by the gym so I could talk to her in person. When she walked through the door, the change in her was so noticeable that I did a double take. Her belly was flatter, her face looked thinner, and on top of that, she actually looked younger. A combination of excitement and the protocol that I gave her made her off the walls with energy. We got caught up and talked about her progress, and we strategized what her next goals were. She mentioned that she had an appointment with Dr. Dunn in just a few weeks, and she wanted to lose as much weight as possible before then. I encouraged her to keep following the simple protocol and sticking to the foods that I told her to eat, and she would continue to see her belly flatten. After some time, her appointment got closer and closer until it was only 2 days away. I met up with Danielle to see her progress. I hadn't seen her since our meeting a while back, just conversations on the phone. She came into the gym and my jaw hit the floor. I didn't even recognize her. It was Danielle, just a much fitter version. Not believing what my eyes were seeing, I had Danielle step on the scale at the gym so I could weigh her myself. She stepped on the scale, and when the needle on the scale settled, it showed that she had lost an incredible 48 pounds. Her stomach was flatter, her waist was slimmer than ever. All this happened doing nothing more than a 4-minute routine and eating a few certain fat-burning foods. Danielle ended up going to the doctors a few days later, and from what she tells me, her doctor was floored. She couldn't believe Danielle had actually lost that much weight. Just a while ago, and what seemed like just yesterday, her doctor had told her that her life was in danger, and now her doctor had much better news. Danielle's blood pressure and LDL cholesterol was back in the normal ranges, and her body seemed to be regulating her blood sugar much more efficiently than before. She said she wasn't sure who had a bigger smile, herself or her doctor. And Danielle didn't stop there. She continued following the protocol and ended up losing a total of 133 pounds and literally changed her life forever. Oh, and did I mention she was also declared to be free of type 2 diabetes by a doctor? More confident than ever, Danielle is now a happy mother and an amazing role model to her 2 young boys. When I saw Danielle's amazing transformation firsthand, I knew that it was my obligation and duty to get this protocol into the hands of as many people as possible so that they too could flatten their bellies and lose the fat off of their body. Remember, not only is belly fat unattractive, but it can also potentially be killing you slowly and causing you more health problems than you ever realize. And if you decide to ignore the problem and try to hide it through wearing loose-fitting clothing while you continue to gain weight, you could end up with the same complications, diabetes, and depression that Danielle suffered with, or even worse. I don't want you to have to go through what Danielle did, and I want you to start having a flatter belly. And I want you to lose a significant amount of weight just like Danielle did using the same protocol. Picture yourself in a few weeks symptom-free of any potential diseases and having a flatter midsection that you've always wanted to have since before you gained all this weight. Imagine how good you'll feel when your belly doesn't hang over your pants when you are sitting down or standing up and finally feeling attractive again. Think about how great it'll be to have more energy to keep up with your kids in the yard or to have more energy each and every day no matter what it is you're doing. You would love to have the same results that Danielle did, right? That's why I spent hours upon hours putting together all the details of the same protocol that I used on Danielle and many other success stories that you saw. I've organized the entire thing into an easy done-for-you blueprint that you will use every day to increase your metabolism and flatten your belly while you lose weight. I call it the Flat Belly Fix. You'll discover the exact foods to eat and which ones to avoid. This template will naturally help your body tap into what is already in your DNA to help you increase metabolism and trigger your belly fat burning hormones that have been dormant inside of you for some time. Now, in order to really see results while you lose weight, it's important that you also tighten and tone your midsection at the same time. That's why I've created 4-minute routines that target your midsection and love handles to speed up results exponentially. These routines are completely safe for anyone regardless of any age and any fitness level, even if you haven't moved off the couch in years. Remember, Danielle started these at 303 pounds and was successful. In fact, I've had people use these routines who were in their 70s and had knee and lower back pain, and they were able to do them without a problem. The secret of the routines is they will teach you how to consciously engage your core and tighten your midsection so that your body won't have a choice but to have a flat belly. Several people who have already used the program reported to me that their low back pain has vanished after following these simple routines after just a week. When you follow this done-for-you blueprint, you'll quickly realize that this is the fastest and easiest way to lose weight and get a flat belly. You'll feel like a younger version of yourself. You'll be on your way towards reducing symptoms that plague millions of people every day from being overweight. Just see how much weight Joe lost after following this protocol. In the past, Joe could never shed weight, but with this system, he lost over 32 pounds following this exact blueprint. Now, there is another thing we need to address, and that is in your gut. In order for you to be ready to look good in a bikini or get beach ready in just a few days and weeks, it is important that I talk to you about this important subject of detoxing your body. Right now, even though you can't feel it, you have millions of unhealthy bacteria living inside of you that not only lead to diseases, but they kill your metabolism. That's why I'm going to include a special detox guide just for you so you can flush out all of the harmful toxins that are in your body right now and get rid of that bloated belly. I want to make sure that nothing stands in your way and you have that flat belly while losing weight as fast as possible. In this detox guide, you'll learn exactly what seasonings and spices you should and should not be using so that you avoid inflammation. I'll also teach you how to combine certain foods so that you can get the best belly flattening results and fast. And in just a few days, you'll notice a big difference in your stomach, how you look and feel, and you'll feel more energetic as if you were 25 again. You'll be the happiest version of yourself, the version you have been searching years to find, all without having to join a gym or waste a ton of money on personal trainers and expensive supplements. Think about it, you'll never have to give another dime to a gym, trainer, or expensive diet supplement, all of which just don't work anyways. Instead, you'll be able to finally have the body of your dreams and get the same type of results that Danielle did. All of this in the comfort of your own home. I mean, think about it. Would you rather see a noticeable change in your body? Or would you rather just keep going with what you've been doing? Feeling depressed with how you look and feel, wondering if you'll be around for when your kids grow up, having no energy and being constantly tired, feeling unattractive to yourself and your partner, feeling like you just want to give up. I think we both know the answer. With this program, you won't have to starve yourself or cut calories. You won't have to buy expensive equipment. You don't have to feel hopeless anymore and wonder if you'll ever have the body that you can look in the mirror and be proud of. And because you're losing your dangerous belly fat, chances are you won't have to worry about dealing with those complications that come from having diseases caused by obesity, because not only will you have a flatter stomach, you'll be a lot healthier inside and out. I want you to experience the same feelings and results thousands of people just like you have had using this Flat Belly Fix solution in the short period of time that's been available to the general public. These people, including Danielle and the other success stories that I shared with you today, have experienced the same pains, depressions, and feelings of wanting to quit. It is important that you know you are not alone and that there is a solution. With the Flat Belly Fix, you won't have to deal with those issues anymore, and you'll be on your way to being the happiest you have ever been. As I mentioned before, I want to help as many people as possible with this Flat Belly Fix solution, even if it means pissing off a few of the higher-ups of the big weight loss companies. Now, I want to be completely transparent with you and let you in on a little behind-the-scenes secret on what it costs to work with me live in person to achieve the results using this protocol that can flatten your belly as fast as Danielle did. If you were to come to my facility to have me work with you in person to help you get the same results as Danielle, it would cost you between $3,000 to $5,000 depending on how overweight you are and where you are starting from. And to be quite honest, I originally thought about making this breakthrough program available to you for $297. For $297, you'll never have to shell out any more money to pay for another gym membership or personal trainer again. And you'd never have to worry about how to afford outrageous medication and pills that come with diabetes and high blood pressure. On top of that, being able to visually see and feel a dramatic change in your body while getting results each and every day, that $297 would be considered a genuine steal of a deal. But to be honest, this is not about money for me. I got into this industry because I just want to help people. So there's no way I'm going to charge you $297 for this program. Not when so many of the programs from the corrupt weight loss industries are charging you $97 for something that doesn't even work. Or a personal training session with myself that would cost you over $150 on its own. However, what I am going to do for you is going to knock your socks off. When you take action and say yes to the Flat Belly Fix program right now, you'll only pay the crazy low price of $67 to get rid of belly fat that has been clinging to your body and your stomach for years. And you'll finally rest easy knowing that you don't have to worry about life-threatening diseases that can appear out of nowhere due to excess belly fat. At the same time, you'll be able to fit into that old pair of jeans that you wore when you were in your 20s, or that little black dress you always wish you could wear but couldn't. Now, before you get started on this, let's make a deal. My goal is to get the Flat Belly Fix into as many hands as possible, and I really want to hear about your success with the program. I want to personally hear about your results in just a few days from now. Send me a message in a few days like Danielle did, telling me about the unbelievable results you're about to have after just a few days on the program. So because I want to hear from you, I'm not going to let you pay the crazy low price of $67. I'm going to give you the #1 Flat Belly Fix program for a one-time single investment of just $37. Here's what you need to do right now so you can message me your results. Click the Add to Cart button below and you'll be taken to a secure order form page that looks exactly like this. Once you've entered in all your information, you will instantly have the complete done-for-you solution to quickly erase your belly fat in a way that you've never been able to do before. You'll get instant access to everything that is included in the Flat Belly Fix system, including the Flat Belly Fix blueprint, follow along 4-minute Flat Belly Fix routines, and the Flat Belly Fix detox method. And the great thing is that you can conveniently get access to all of this right from your computer, smartphone, or even tablet. That's right, every tool you will ever need to get rid of your belly fat is only a click away. Take action now to get started because I don't want you to let another week go by feeling overweight, depressed, and helpless about the way you look. Now listen, I get it and understand if you feel hesitant or even skeptical about if the Flat Belly Fix actually works. So I want to put your mind at ease and put those worries aside right now. My telling you that the Flat Belly Fix can cause you to lose weight and belly fat at a faster pace than you ever have before probably seems a little too good to be true. I totally understand that, so I want to take away all the risk from you and put it all on me. That's why I'm going to give you a 60-day money-back, no questions asked guarantee. Bottom line, if you don't see any results after doing the Flat Belly Fix protocol after in as little as a week, I suggest you request a refund. I believe in this solution with all my heart. In order for you to experience the same type of passion, you need to try this solution out for yourself. If you aren't amazed like the thousands of others who have gone through this groundbreaking info, don't hesitate to send me an email and I'll give you a full refund with no questions asked, and we can still be friends. I'm ready to take all the risks because like I said before, I know this will work for you. You have nothing to lose to change your life and flatten your belly starting as soon as today. So what are you waiting for? Get started right now and click the Add to Cart button below. By now you can tell this opportunity is not like something you have seen before. I know you have tried other programs in the past. Heck, I have too. But how are those programs working for you now? You can get much better results with much less effort. It isn't your fault that you failed in the past. Don't let the old school gimmicks and trickery bring your results to a complete halt, and even worse, cause your body to stop getting results for a long period of time so that you can continue to give the fitness experts your hard-earned money. That's why right now you are facing two choices that you need to make. You can continue to stay on the same path you've always been on for years, where you're depressed, frustrated, and disappointed with your lack of results, while you continue to gain weight around your belly. Your blood pressure, cholesterol, and belly fat will keep going up, which can lead to life-threatening diseases such as diabetes, hypertension, not to mention many other serious diseases as well. You'll feel more sad and depressed each morning when you wake up and look in the mirror and see your belly fat sticking out over your pants. Just like Danielle, this problem will not only continue to affect you personally, but it will also affect your family and friends as well. But the good news is that it does not have to be like this. You can decide right now to make the correct choice and quickly see a flatter belly when you look in the mirror. And in the coming days and weeks after that, you'll see an even more noticeable difference in the way you look and feel. Your clothes will start fitting better, you'll have more energy and wake up excited to start the day, and you'll be more productive. You'll start getting compliments from your family, friends, and significant others who will notice the difference in the way you look in no time at all. You might even notice a difference in the way you breathe and how your skin looks as well. As you keep using this program, you'll be able to work towards getting rid of those pills and other medications that you've been so dependent on to live. And because you've lost weight using the Flat Belly Fix, your joints will feel better from the reduced stress that is being put on them. Finally, your body and metabolism will be working together to help you erase unwanted belly fat each and every day, regardless of what you are doing. After following the detox method, you won't have any more disgusting toxins sitting in your body, and your body can once again focus on keeping you healthy. You will be able to see the results you've always wanted to have, faster than you could ever imagine. So make the right choice and have the life and body that you deserve. Take action, click the add to cart button below this video, and I'll see you on the other side. Whoa, you are still here? Maybe it's because you have a few questions about the Flat Belly Fix solution, and that's alright. So let me take a moment to answer some of the questions I get asked the most about Flat Belly Fix. Question: do I have to cut my calories when I'm following the system? Answer: no way. This would be the polar opposite of what you're going to do when you follow the Flat Belly Fix. All starving yourself does is cause your body to go into survival mode, which means it becomes more efficient at storing calories than burning them. Your metabolism then slows down and your hormones get all funky. I have a feeling that you'll be pleasantly surprised by what type of foods you'll be allowed to eat and how much of them you can eat. Question: is the Flat Belly Fix for both men and women? Answer: yes. If you are over the age of 35, this program works for both men and women. You see, no matter your gender, your body produces the same type of toxins and free radicals in the belly. Flat Belly Fix reverses this so you can speed up your metabolism to where it was when you were younger. Question: I'm over 60 years old. Can I still do this program? Answer: yes. It doesn't matter if you are in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, this system will work. The benefit of the Flat Belly Fix is that the 4-minute routines involve very little to no impact on the joints, allowing anyone to perform them and benefit from them. Question: what if I don't see a flatter belly starting after a week? Answer: I truly believe in the Flat Belly Fix. However, if you don't see the results after a week, then I will personally refund you 100%, no questions asked. If you do as the protocol says in the Flat Belly Fix, then I know you will see a huge difference in your belly. Bottom line, you get results or you don't pay anything. Question: do you really offer a 100% money back guarantee? Answer: absolutely. Listen, I'm so confident this is the system for you. All I ask is you give it an honest try and see the difference for yourself. I am taking all the risk here, and in the extremely rare event that you are unhappy with this program, I don't want a dime from you, and I'll refund you 100% of your investment the same day. The choice is an easy one with zero risk. So if you are ready and serious about having a flat belly and getting rid of that disgusting belly fat around your waist and midsection so you can finally have the body you want, you must act right now. Before I go, I want you to know that I'm going to be with you every single step of the way, just as I was with Danielle. I am so passionate about the Flat Belly Fix and how it can get rid of belly fat ridiculously fast. So make sure you reach out to me to tell me your quick results you get from following the Flat Belly Fix system starting today. Go ahead and click the add to cart button below the video and start applying what you learn in the Flat Belly Fix system now.